Hello, I'm Mabel Zhang, and you're watching the World Healthcare Congress Interview Zone, and I'm so pleased to welcome to the studio this morning Stan Nowak, who is the CEO of Silverlink Communications, and his colleague Kathleen Ellmore, who is Vice President of Engagement Sciences at Silverlink. Hi there.
Hi.
Nice to see you.
Good afternoon.
Thank you.
Now, Stan, you brought in Kathleen about 10 years ago. Her expertise is really in the consumer products area. Why was that such a smart move?
So about 10 years ago, we were starting to apply some rudimentary marketing analytics principles in trying to determine what was the best way to motivate behaviors. We met Kathleen, and she sort of lived in this marketing analytics world and the consumer products world. And we knew we were scratching the surface of what needed to be done, and Kathleen just brought it to a whole new level of professionalism. And 10 years later, here we are, and this is really about, over those years, we've sort of become the one-eyed man in the land of the blind,
right,
by using the data. And today, we're announcing the start of Silver Sciences, which is really the latest step in where Kathleen sort of brought us, and she is the practice lead of Silver Sciences. So,
right.
So we feel like it was a good move then. We're still early in this market.
Well, it must feel pretty good to have been ahead of the curve with that decision to bring on someone who was so experienced in consumer product sales. Now, Kathleen, let me ask you, what is so unique about your expertise in that area that is really equipping you for the challenges in healthcare?
Sure. So prior to this, I worked for companies like General Mills, Gillette, companies that are experts at using data to drive consumer behavior. And so when I came to healthcare 10 years ago, I was so excited. I was a kid in the candy store because health has more data about their consumers than the rest of the consumer world ever will. So at Cheerios, we would have killed for this amount of data about our consumers to really be able to create personalized, relevant value and exceptional experience to drive behavior. What's interesting is when I came 10 years ago, consumer engagement was but a whisper. People knew that it was coming and they knew they had to think about it, but it felt really far off. And now with the ACA, it's both immediate and mandatory, and it's exciting to see the transformations happening in real time.
Well, may I ask, isn't there a big difference between selling a box of cereal and selling a health plan?
Absolutely. The tough part for healthcare is we're really asking people to to take sacrifices now for some intangible benefit later on, whereas, there's no immediate payoff of having that Snickers. But what I say to clients and what I say to people is that in health, we do have an incredible opportunity because when you think about brand and loyalty around health, our health should mean more to us than any flat screen TV or electronic device. So we really do have an opportunity to create these valuable, trusted brands because of the importance health plays in our lives.
Mm-hmm. Now, Stan, back to you. You have certainly the team, it seems like, to really take advantage of some of the opportunities that reform is making available.
Sure.
What sort of new ideas are you bringing to bear at Silverlink?
Well, I think as we think about Silver Sciences now, what we've done is taken the learnings from consumer marketing and applied them here, but as Kathleen's taught us, segmentation, if you look at traditional consumer products world and you think about how you segment populations, what we have learned is when you segment populations using those frameworks, you get the wrong answer. Mm-hmm. So in healthcare, we're really trying to motivate behaviors as we are in all consumer, consumer marketing, you're trying to change behavior. We're trying to do the same thing, but we actually find that to motivate the right behaviors, you have to segment populations very differently, and we're learning that every day. So we're helping our customers learn about which different segments of the population are movable, how you move them, and how you relate to those populations in a new and different way.
Okay, so let me follow that up with, now that we're looking at a retail market for consumers to really shop around for the best plan they think works best for them, how risky is it that consumers will change their minds very quickly if within 6 months the plan is not delivering what they thought it would, and then they just change plans because it's so easy to do so?
Yeah, I think that's a big risk. And getting members off on the right start is absolutely essential. But we're going to see a lot of churn. We're going to see a lot of confusion. I mean, you think about introducing a new member to a health plan and a narrow network. In other words, they only have certain places they can go to get their services. That's going to be a difficult transition for patients who've done that at the emergency department
Yes.
for the past several years. So that's, it is going to be a difficult transition.
And go ahead, Kathleen.
Absolutely. We see from 20 years of studying consumer markets that loyalty is really built in the first 3 months of a relationship. American Express will tell you if they don't engage customers in using their card in the first 3 months, that the likelihood of them churning out is significantly higher. And so we counsel plans that there's an opportunity in this, quote, honeymoon phase, right? The love is yours to lose. So it's really important to start the experience off right. And what's great is now with the 7 million people coming into the exchange world, we have that opportunity to really start this relationship off in a tangible, personalized, valuable way. And the table stakes are higher than they've ever been. And when I think about just something as simple as personalization, right? When I started with the internet a million years ago, if people were asking me for cookies, I was like, oh no, I don't want to give my personal information. Now, if I go to a site that doesn't have my login and password pre-populated, I'm annoyed, right? As consumers, we demand personalization. And so we have that opportunity in health to really create one-on-one experiences and make the value about that person. And that's going to go a long way into really building the trust that we need to become, advocates and partners in members' health.
And what else? When you said that about the personalization, yes, initially I think consumers are a little taken aback. Whoa, they have everything there.
Right.
But then the next time you log in, you think, oh, I'm glad they have
yeah.
that. What else is it that you can point to that consumers really, really like that will keep them staying with the plan that they've signed up for after the 3-month period?
Sure. It's again about delivering value, right? People always ask me, how much do people want to be communicated with? And I have to say the answer is it depends. If members and consumers are feeling that each touch has value, they'll want to keep hearing from you. The second you're giving them information that doesn't relate to them or something that's not important to them, they start to tune you out and you lose that connection with them. So it's important to take each touch and think about it through the lens of not just consumers in general, but this consumer, this segment, what's happening in their lives. And when you think about life stage, health status, demographics, and even past behavior, all of those go into really an algorithm around how to drive behavior and how to build that loyalty.
Stan, do you have something to add to that?
Yeah, actually, so today, in consumer engagement in healthcare, it is really an episodic experience for the consumer. And really there hasn't been an effort around rationalizing the consumer experience through their eyes. It's really been health plans trying to navigate between cost pressures, regulatory mandates, health management initiatives, and a series of other but independent stovepiped initiatives that are basically delivered to the consumer, and the member experience is accidental. So what we're moving to sort of over the next several years is an intentional member experience that's designed. And we're still very early in that. So to get there, you need to look at the communications, holistically, how your consumer's being engaged across their life cycle, and design it. And we are not there yet. So part of what Silver Sciences is doing for us and our clients is helping clients bridge from this very accidental member experience today to an intentional member experience that's designed. And it will create that loyalty so that we can get to the position of trust that the health plans want to get to so they can motivate the right behaviors.
Just as the health sector is redefining itself, are you able to do that at Silverlink as well? You've mentioned that you have a new department that's working, that's completely new. Any other plans, do you think?
Yeah, I mean, we have both technologies and services that are helping customers sort of bridge to this new world, and we know it's a journey, not a destination. And I'd say we're early in the journey as an industry, and Silverlink's trying to keep up with our plan clients and our health plan clients. So, we're anticipating their needs, but these, consulting services will help them bridge, and technologies like EngageMe will help them visualize the consumer experience longitudinally. So, these are a couple of the things that we're doing to help our clients stay ahead.
Definitely. What I always like to say is that we're at the infancy in healthcare of really unlocking the secrets that drive consumer behavior and health. And having worked at other companies, a lot of the consumer lessons have been learned, but here in health, the field is wide open. So it's the people here at this conference that are really going to be drivers of finding out how we move people to better health and lower costs. And it's exciting to just see the transformation happening and the different principles at work from the consumer markets. Ultimately, you hear a lot of talk about brands and health's moving towards becoming, these trusted brands. But the cool part about it is it's not the gorgeous television commercials. It's not hiring the pop stars to be on your television commercial. It's the everyday experiences that really make or break a brand for people. And health can control that. Healthcare companies can control that. And so they have this great opportunity to really become important and trustworthy in their members' lives.
Okay. All right. Well, I think I'm going to give you the last word then, Kathleen. And I thank you, Stan.
Thank you so much,
Stan
Mabel.
Nowak, Kathleen Ellmore, thanks for your time. And I'm Mabel Jong. Thanks for watching.